Funding for Pierre Franey's Cuisine Rapide is made possible by Carolina Importers Limited, Teaneck, New Jersey.
And now, here's Pierre.
Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Pierre Franey. Today, we're going to do a pasta dish. The first one is going to be pasta with vegetables and pepper and vodka sauce. You're going to like it. It's something different. So what we need, first thing we do, we need about 1 pound of tomatoes. And the tomatoes, they have, the skin has to be removed. I'm going to show you how to remove the skin. First, you cut the tomato, you remove this. Here I have boiling water. So I drop it in here, right here. It goes very quickly, about 10 seconds no more. But make sure the water is boiling. So now I'm going to take the tomatoes, I scoop it out like this. What you could do, you have to cool it off a little bit, but I'm so used to do it, so I'm going to peel it right away. See, it's easy. Look, it comes out very easy. In the summertime, when the tomatoes are ripe, it takes less than 10 seconds. Don't leave it more than 10 seconds. If the tomatoes at room temperature, if it's cold, you take it out of the refrigerator, it takes a little longer. Now, what we do, we just cut it. We're going to cut it in a little cube like this. Not too small, about half an inch. And I'm going to put that here with the other tomatoes that has been done. Next, we need broccoli. This is one bunch. You need 1 bunch of broccoli. A bunch of broccoli weighs about 1.25 pounds. So then, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make little florets of the broccoli like this. I'm going to separate them like this. And I take the stem. A lot of people, they throw away the stem, but the stem is very, very good. I'm going to take the outside core of the stem like this here. You go all the way around, and what I got here is the center. It's very tender, believe me. So, I'm going to slice that very thin, this way. About 1/8 of an inch. This is the other broccoli which has been prepared before. Put this right in here. Now, I have to blanch this. This, they have to be blanched for about two minutes, no more. The next thing we need is about a 1/4 pound of snow peas. So the snow peas, what you have to do, we have to clean them. So what do? You pull this out like this on one side, and you cut the other hand like this. I'm going to do another one, and make sure they're nice and green and firm. This way, see? Good. Now, this has to be cooked for 1 minute. 1 minute only. I want the vegetable to be crisp. I don't want, sometimes the vegetable you find today in a restaurant, to me, they fit for rabbits, they're not cooked enough. Next thing we need is a sauce. To make the sauce, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of chopped garlic, finely chopped garlic, and make sure the garlic is very important. We don't want to brown the garlic. If we brown the garlic, it gives a bitter taste. The next thing we need It's about a quarter pound of prosciutto. If you don't want a prosciutto, you could use any kind of ham you like. Sometimes the prosciutto, they have a lot of fat, like this one. So personally, I'm going to remove that. I want a very lean prosciutto. But believe me, it's nothing wrong if you use it. They give a very nice taste. Clean up this thing. So we're going to slice this about a quarter of an inch thick, wide, I mean, not thick, wide. The prosciutto is very thin. Now, we're going to put that in here. We're going to cook it, saute very quickly. Now, my vegetables are cooked. Blanch. I'm going to put that here. I'm going to stir that. Stir it briefly. Add my tomatoes, which has already chopped. Salt, pepper. Not too much salt because not too much salt because the ham is already a bit salty. I'm going to drain this here. See how nice and green they look? And they kind of crispy. See, they don't bend, but they bend a little bit. If they were not bending, that means they're not cooked enough. They'd be like a good fit for the rabbit, not for us. Now, I'm going to put this back in here. I'm going to cook the pasta. What we need, this is spaghettini. This is fresh pasta. They cook very, very quickly. You could use any kind of pasta you want. The only thing you have to do, you have to cook it longer, whatever the package require, the packaging instruction require. We're going to put the pasta in here, but you know what I always do, especially when the pasta, they are that fine, I put a little bit of oil, like a teaspoon of oil. So that way they won't stick together. Okay, put the pasta. When you put the pasta, make sure with a fork or a spoon you stir them, so that way they won't stick together. Okay, now I have to put some pepper flake too in here. A little bit of pepper flake. It's a question of taste. The red pepper flake gives a little spice. I don't put too much because I'm going to put something different in here. Something that is going to give a very good flavor. I'm going to use, this is something, it's vodka with pepper. Something comes from Sweden. And pasta today are very, very, very popular. And a lot of pasta dishes are made too with vodka. But this one is different. It's got a pepper taste to it. Need about half a cup. Ah, that's enough. I think I put more than half a cup. It's going to be better. So next, I'm going to add half a cup of heavy cream. Again, you know, if you don't want to use heavy cream, you could use something much lighter. One time I made this with ricotta. And believe me, there was not ricotta. What do you call the other cheese? I can't think of the name now. The creamy cheese, Italian cheese. What is it? What do you call that cheese, Jean? You don't remember either. You're worse than I. Okay. Now the pasta are cooked. Those pasta, they cook very, very quickly, about 45 seconds. Okay, we're going to drain them. Put them out. We put them in here. All right. So this is boiling. So next, I'm going to add the vegetables to this. pasta, which has been drained. All right. We'll see about the salt later on. You get to toast it. You have to cook it for about a minute altogether like this. The cheese, I'm using Romano cheese. Parmesan is very good, or Gruyere. So we put the cheese. I got about 4 tablespoons of basil, fresh basil, chopped up, and about 4 tablespoons of chive, fresh chive. If you don't have chive, you could use scallion. And just mix it together, blend it. I have to put a little more moisture, and that's ready. We put it here, mix it, and I'm going to taste that little bit here. I'll use my finger. Need a little more pepper. Yeah. Now, I'm going to put this right in the blue platter, the serving platter. And you know the colors, blue, red, green, white, is going to make a terrific color. Look at that. I'm going to arrange this a little bit like this and clean up a little bit around, and it's ready to eat. And believe me, it's very good. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
Pasta and vegetables with a peppery vodka sauce. Next up, behind the scenes at Nani on Manhattan's fashionable Upper East Side. The snug, softly lit townhouse dining room is wrapped in warm paisley fabric. This luxury restaurant is the latest venture of renowned Italian chef Luigi Nani. Always ahead of his time, Nani has been cooking authentic Northern Italian since long before it became a national rage. Nani, the restaurant, reflects Nani, the man. Animated, uncompromising, and totally unpredictable. And now we join Pierre and Nani in the kitchen.
What are we doing today?
Pierre, I want to do this fresh pasta with the porcini.
Porcini.
It's called pasta spaghetti alla chitarra from Abruzzo.
Those porcini.
This porcini come from Parma.
From Parma, they're
Very
wild.
Wild. They cultivate only, you pick it up only 3 months in a year.
They're expensive or they're
Very expensive. And but you have a good taste. It's better one dish, the mushrooms against the one steak.
Well, you know, how much it cost a pound?
They cost about $40, $30, $35 a pound.
What about using the fresh, the one from the domestic mushroom?
Yeah, you can use that. You save money, but you have all the same taste.
It's different. Huh?
It's a different.
All right. What about the
But
pasta? What kind of pasta
The
is that?
pasta is called spaghetti alla chitarra. It's a fresh pasta. We make it here.
Yeah.
We make it here, and the people like it. And you can make it this with a different sauce.
Okay.
So you want to, I will cut the mushroom?
Yeah. Do the mushroom?
Yeah. First thing, it depends how many people you are to have it. You cut it like
But
this.
We're doing for 4 now, right?
Yeah, for 4 people.
So you
Cut it like this.
slice in bites a little bit.
Like that.
Well, they look like almost like meat, you know?
Yeah. It's like a meat.
Yeah.
It's a vegetable meat. We grab the saute here, and we put it first the mushrooms.
What do you got in there?
Olive oil, just olive oil.
That's got to be very hot, right?
Very hot. Like that, you see?
Well, it's very hot, you know? Good.
Now,
How long you saute them on the fire?
3-4 minutes.
You put salt and pepper?
Put a little bit garlic,
What is that about, a teaspoon of garlic, huh?
a little shallots, a little more shallots.
You're almost French doing French cooking, use other shallots.
But the shallots grow up in Italy too, eh?
Oh, they do, huh? I thought I was only in France.
Little pepper.
Yeah,
We put a little bit here on the fire.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And meantime, we put the pasta on the fire.
Yeah.
We put the pasta on the fire.
The water's boiling.
The water is boiling.
And how long are you going to cook that?
This is the pasta we cook in 5 minutes.
5 minutes, huh?
Now you put a little bit goat's milk.
But the chicken broth, right?
Yeah, chicken broth.
Could you use beef broth too?
Buy the chicken.
Chicken is better.
1,
1, 2.
2.
How about 3/4 of a cup you're putting in here of chicken broth? And what else you gonna put in here?
We put a little cream.
What about tomatoes?
Tomato, we saute the tomato on the side. Put a little cream.
Yeah, it's about what, 1/4 cup, that's heavy cream.
Yeah. We put a little bit of the fire down.
Yeah, and you simmer it.
And we saute the tomato.
So what, you got 4 tomatoes here, right?
4 tomatoes, this is have to be
With the skin
sauteed.
removed,
Skin removed. We cook it 2 minutes.
and you leave the seed in it, huh?
Sure.
Ah.
So now you go to break everything.
Yeah,
The tomato start to be chopped. It's
Yeah.
not good. It
And
don't
this-
look good.
and the seed belong to the tomato, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Now you put this here.
You just saute very briefly.
2 minutes in there.
2 minutes.
Don't take it too much.
You always cook at a high heat, right?
But if you want it, you see, the tomato don't have to be too cooked.
So you
They have to be
kind of
warm up. Warm up.
Yeah. So they stay together.
That's it.
This is why the plum tomato, they're very good for that. Because
Now
they stay
we-
together.
We figure out this plate here.
Yeah.
Be careful, it's very hot. We dry the pasta.
You dry them again.
And we put on this plate here like that.
You don't wash them at all, huh?
Now, we put some more. We put a little cheese on, my
Oh,
friend.
Parmesan cheese again, huh?
Parmesan cheese, like that, you know. Don't be cheap.
I know, what is that?
You
about,
have to have a little cheese
it's
more.
about four or five tablespoons. In it.
Yeah.
Freshly grated. You always freshly grated your Parmesan cheese.
Now,
That, you always use that kind of cheese, right? You grate it yourself.
that always,
Yeah, good.
always. This coming from Parma, they don't come from Argentina. You see, now, this is the situation. We put this here now, the tomato.
Yeah.
We put a tomato.
Right over.
We put it like this.
All around it?
We put some piece here. Something like that. Something like that. And, Pierre, taste a little bit and let me know how to is it.
I want to take a little tomato, a little mushroom.
Yeah.
Mmm.
How's that?
Oh, it's very good.
The mushroom tastes good?
I think I'm going to have a
Have a glass of wine. Huh?
drink with you.
Yeah.
And thank you very much.
Pasta with wild mushrooms by Nani. Now back to Pierre in the kitchen.
I'm going to do another pasta dish. It's going to be called macaroni and cheese. It's very plain, very American, but I'm going to add a little touch to it, a French touch, my own touch. My grandmother used to do that for me in France, and my mother. So basically, it's very easy. What we need, some macaroni, you know, those, the elbow macaroni. They're very good, they're easy to cook, and you have to cook them according. I didn't cook them myself here because for saving time. Anybody knows how to cook macaroni. I had some in the American Army, quite a few, so anybody could do it. So, but the macaroni I have, they already cooked here, but I'm gonna make a sauce, a basic sauce. What we need is 2 tablespoons of butter, which I have already here. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of flour. What I'm doing is called a roux. And the roux is many ways to do it. Down in Louisiana, they kind of burn the flour, you know, to give a little But in France, we don't do that. So now it's bubbling. We want to keep that white. You see the butter and the flour? Now, I'm going to add 2 cups of milk, all in once. The milk was already warm. So with a whisk, I'm going to bring that to a bowl. We need some seasoning, some freshly grated nutmeg, which I love, the nutmeg. Just very little. At the last minute. To this, it's ready cooking. You see, it's ready boiling. I'm just cooking very briefly. And meanwhile, while it's cooking a little more, I'm going to do something else. In this pan here, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Now to this, I'm going to add a 1/4 pound of mushroom and 1/2 cup of onions. I'm going to cook this until wilted. Wilted means that we don't want to burn the onion. Now, the cheese, you see this cooking nicely. The cheese I use is cheddar cheese. That cheese comes from, this one I think is from Wisconsin. But you could use from Vermont, from New York State, you know, any good firm, not that pre-packed stuff, you know, these look like bricks, you know, the good stuff. And you know what I like to is the Monterey cheese, the Jack Monterey from California, which is very good. Now, see the onion, I've wilted right now. I'm going to add about 1/2 pound of ham, which I cube, I dice, put it in here, like this. I have to add my cheese. Yes, I didn't put the cheese right away because I don't want the cheese ready to melt. It's got to be just, and I don't cook it really, the cheese. Just, it's got to melt like this without boiling. So it's very hot. I keep stirring this like this. Oh, this piece, I got to go back here. Now, oh, it smells good. Now, we don't want to brown the mushroom. That's why we have to be careful because that's a white sauce. If it was a brown sauce, you could do the same thing with a brown sauce. What I would do if I had a brown sauce, well, I would brown the onions, brown the mushroom, and this is what it gives it color. The next thing I do, I pour this sauce, the cheese sauce, right over here. I'm going to have some cream with this. Right here, I have heavy cream. But, you know, if you're calorie conscious, you could use half and half, or you don't have to use cream. But with cream, believe me, it's much better. So we put this together. So I have the macaroni right here. We have to drain them good. Put them here. All right. We're just going to mix them. I need a spatula, which I have here. Rubber. Good. Now, see? Now, I'm going to mix them well. Put them in here, like this. Make sure to scrape everything off the pan. We have to smooth it out a little bit, make it even. I'm going to sprinkle about 4 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. You know what is good too? Is with Gruyere. Gruyere, I love Gruyere. It's give a very nice flavor. Or you could use pecorino or any kind of cheese you like, you know, Swiss cheese. So just this, we got to sprinkle over very evenly. We're going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes at 425 degrees. So that's why you have to preheat the oven before. And you clean it up a little bit around here because I don't like to see, sometimes it burns here, you know, the cheese, so we want to be sure it's kind of clean. So what I did already, everyone is already prepared. I'm going to go in the oven. I'm going to leave this one here, and I'm going to show you what it should look like. So I'm going to put this right here like this. I'm going to walk to the oven, and hopefully it should be right. Oh, yes, look at that. Now it's bubbling and nice, you see? We put it here, like this. Look at that, it looks beautiful. It's a nice color, that gives it a nice crust. And I'm gonna give you a good serving. Look at it. I wanna show you the texture of this. Look. I don't know if you could, maybe you could see better, but look. That's what I call a good serving. Now, I'm going to place a few carrots, baby carrots, around. Put as much as you want. Now, if you don't want a baby carrot, you could use zucchini, anything with color, any kind of vegetable, it's got to have color. If you put something white, you know, it's not the same thing. With color, people eat with their eyes, but you know, people eat. That's what I like about the food. It's got to smell good. Believe me, if you could smell this, you know, oh, that cheese, the mushroom, everything together, band it together, it creates another flavor, and that creates, you make you very hungry to eat, and I'm sure you're going to go back for a second.
Macaroni and cheese, another easy and comforting recipe from Pierre Franey's Cuisine Rapide.
Join KAER radio personalities Robbins and Cowan as they test your knowledge of some common dangers that exist in your home on the Home Toxics Quiz, Sunday night at 8:30.
Funding for Pierre Franey's Cuisine Rapide is made possible by Carillon Importers Limited, Teaneck, New Jersey.
This is PBS.
On the next Live from Lincoln Center, Luciano Pavarotti and friends will fill this hall with glorious sounds as they get together for another Pavarotti Plus concert and a night of singing you won't forget. It's always one of the year's musical highlights. Come see and hear for yourself.
Wednesday at 8.
Hi, I'm Norm Abram, with some of the new projects that you and I are going to build together right here in the new Yankee workshop. How about a nice, elegant harvest table made from cherry? Or a couple very useful shaker step stools. I'll even show you how to build the basic sawhorse. 13 brand new projects in all, coming to you every week on PBS.
Thursday at 8:30.
Looking for something good to watch? Well, unless you renew your membership in Channel 6, you won't know where to turn. Because only Channel 6 members receive our exclusive program guide with detailed program listings and repeat schedule. Members also help choose the programs we air through our Members Preference Poll and Members Choice surveys. There are also discounts to Channel 6 events, access to our members hotline, and much more. So turn to Channel 6. Renew your membership today.
Television with distinction. This is KVIE 6 Sacramento Series.
Ciao, I'm Mary Ann Esposito, and today I'm in the old